सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नामरूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धिर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्तवेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता मतिः। Yes. We are seeing the story of three children of Shubha Santati. They went to the Guru, and when Guru asked, who you are, where are you coming from, what is the purpose, then he expressed that we are ignorant and atyantam shocyaha. Shocyaha has got meaning karuna yogyaha, dayarhaha, and being jignasu, being the desirous of knowing our own nature, we have come, we have surrendered to you. And you are Krupa Samudraha, like Kalpataru, etc. Chintamani. Chintamani means what? Chinta Pradatru Mani. Chintamani means the money gem which is providing what is thought. Chinta means chintita. So chintanusarena or chintita padartha it gives, therefore chintamani. Kamam dogdhi iti kamadhenu, that which gives the milk in the form of desired object, kamadhenu. So you are like chintamani, kalpataru, and kamadhenu means you give what is desired. Vayam tu dukkha vasham vadaha, whereas we are under the grip of dukkha. So if you give permission, we'll express our wish. Then Guru said, yes, if you listen to my teaching, then you will be free from all doubts, you will be free from all knots, confusions, and you will attain Paramananda. Then Tattvadrashti asked the question which is Abhivyanjaka, which is revealer of his mumuksha. So, question of Tattvadrashti revealing his desire for freedom. And having understood the compassion of the Guru, which is the expression of fullness, Tattvadrashti being full with the abundant joy in the heart, and his Abhilashita Karyam, the desired purpose, is already attained, as it were, having ascertained that, as it were, in the sense if we consider final. If immediate, that invoking the compassion and invoking the readiness to teach, then it is already siddham. Iti nishchitya savinayam papracha, with humility asked, O Lord, you are the ocean of compassion, and Sarvagnaha like Dakshinamurti, who is called Sadashiva, whereas we are Agnaha. Good matching. You are Sarvagnaha and we are Agnaha. Tu Dani me Bhikhari, See, only Dani is there, no Bhikhari, what is the use? And Bhikhari only, no Dani, what is the use? He said, good matching. You are Sarvagnaha and we are Agnaha. So, see, Sarvagna and Sarve Agnaha. Very little difference. There only A is more. Sarvagnaha, Sarve Agnaha. Janana Maranadi Dukkha Rupa Samsarad Bibhimaha. We are afraid. And Asmakam Tannivrutte Paramananda Praptescha Upaya Vaktavya. So the means for removal of that samsara and the means for the attainment of Paramananda needs to be told. And please don't suggest that okay, you do this upasana, etc. We have already done. Of course, he doesn't say that or he doesn't mean, but what he says that perhaps most of the sadhakas are first prescribed to do karma and upasana, but we have already tried that. And na eva asmat abhilashitartha siddhihi abhut. And the accomplishment of the purushartha, the purpose which was desired by us, did not happen. On the other hand, our sansaratmaka bandha becoming stronger and stronger. Therefore, by any other means by which, so by whichever other means, vayam krutarthaha bhavema, we become fulfilled. Kruta prayojanaha bhavema, may we become the one, those who have attained the purpose of life. Tam upayam asman shadhi boho, may you instruct about that means. Then teacher starts the Dhanopadesha, the teaching the Dhanam from 120 to 168. And in that there are so many subtopics. First of all, teacher starts giving Mahavakyopadesha, having established that mokshecha of the Shishya is born of Bhranti. Why? Because mokshecha, the desire for moksha, implies the thinking. What is the thinking? I am bound. Mokshecha baddhatva buddhi purvika eva. Who wants moksha? The person who thinks he is bound. So mokshecha presupposes the conclusion of bondage. Means I am bound. And the conclusion that I am bound is Bhranti. Therefore, this mokshecha is Bhranti Janya. What is the Bhranti? I am bound. So mokshecha is Bhranti Janya iti upapadana purvakam. Having established that Mahavakyarthopadesha, the Upadesha of Mahavakya is given. Here question may come that if mokshecha is Bhranti Janya, then why this mokshecha is to be cultivated? Because moksha in Vedanta, really speaking, moksha prapti is equal to mokshecha nasha. Mokshecha nivrutti moksha. Like dashama prapti hi kidrishi. Dashamecha nivrutti rupa. The desire for the 10th one is removed. That is called attainment of the 10th one. The attainment of the 10th one is in the form of being free for the desire for the 10th one. Similarly, moksha prapti is in the form of this mokshecha nivritti. Means I attain moksha means what? No more I desire for moksha as something to be attained. Then question would be, if moksha purushartha is in the form of destroying the desire for moksha, then why should we cultivate mokshecha? Because if something is to be destroyed later, then why should it be created now and destroyed later? prakshalanadhi pankasya duradasparshanam varam. What does it mean? That first you touch the mud and then you wash your hand. Why should you do that? Instead of that, you make sure that you don't touch this mud slush. Some people, first they will hurt people and then they will find out the ways to heal them. They make them comfortable. First they will hurt them, or recklessly he will talk or do something, and afterwards he will be utilizing his all energy, intelligence for what? For pacifying them. So somehow people are happy with him, but this is a foolishness. Instead of using his energy, intelligence, time for pacifying the people after getting them hurt, what is the best thing? Don't hurt them. Similarly here, you touch the mud and then wash your hand. Why should you do that? That is called prakshalanadhi pankasya durat asparshanam varam iti nyaya. This is presented as a nyaya. Means, in English also there is a saying, no? What is prevention is better than cure. So similarly, why to create moksha and later on destroy them? And also in fact you suggest the sadhana by karma yoga, upasana, you will have the desire for moksha. Yajnena danena tapasa anashakena vividishanti, indirectly mumuksha also. So why is it so? For that our answer is that moksha is cultivated for removing all other icha. And afterwards, so first moksha will remove all other desires, because of if all other desires are there, mind is so disturbed, it will not receive the teaching. Therefore all other desires are removed by moksha, and then moksha itself is removed by giving, by showing that it is bhranti. How it is bhranti? By revealing that you are nitya mukta swarupaha. You are ever free from bondage. Bondage has never come to you. Bondage has never touched you. So you are ever free. So since you are ever free, your desire for moksha is bhranti. So let go of this bhranti, own up your nitya mukta swarupa. Thus moksha is not really fulfilled. Guru or Vedanta does not fulfill your desire for moksha. Guru Vedanta is removing your desire for moksha, resolves your desire for moksha by showing it is a bhranti, or bhranti based, bhranti janya. Bhranti janyatvat bhranti alone. Bhranti also it can be said. And how it is shown to be bhranti? By showing that you are nitya muktaha. So initially moksha is prescribed to be cultivated for removing other desires, and later on moksha also is removed, neutralized, resolved. It is something like we have given the example several times. It's like a soap. Mokshecha is like a soap. Mumukshutva status is like a soap. It will remove, just as soap removes all other dirt. And afterwards, the soap also is removed. So you cannot use the Prakshalana Nyaya indiscriminately. So Prakshalanadhi Pankasya Nyaya is there, and Fenaka Lepana Nivrutti Nyaya also is there. At least we are creating. And what are the areas of both? Prakshalanadhi Pankasya Nyaya also is useful Nyaya, important Nyaya. So that Nyaya says, if something is not going to serve any purpose, then be careful in avoidance of the thing rather than getting into the problem and then solving it. It is something like some big wrestler is there, and this person thinks, okay, let me tease him, and then let me see how I can run away. Don't do that. Oh, let me tease him, and then I will run away. Why should you do that? It doesn't serve any purpose. So when getting into a situation, problematic situation is not going to solve the purpose, then don't use your energy and time for getting into the problem and then getting out of the problem. In such situation, when we want to convey this, we use Prakshalanadi Pankasya Nyaya. And the Fenaka Lepana Nivrutti Nyaya is used where something is not completely desirable, not ultimately desirable, but provisionally it serves some purpose. Therefore, get into it and get out of it. Like sometimes some guru may tell the disciple, I know you want Atmajnana Moksha, but still you have some fancy for certain types of bhoga, certain fancy for certain types of comforts, cozy feeling. Therefore, better enter into this setup, grahasthashrama, or you go abroad because you have value for that. Go there and come back. So there it will be what? Feneka Lepana Nivrutti Nyaya. Because it serves some purpose. Certain bhogecha for some people doesn't go away by mere viveka. Even however much you can try to convince person, but still I want something, still I want. Even logically we establish really it is not required, it is harmful and all this, but still I want. So what to do? Just go into it and then get out. So in such situation, we use this, the Fenaka Lepana Nivrutti Nyaya. This is the word we have coined it. It's not, there is no such thing of Nyaya. But that is how Nyaya must have been created. After a few generations, perhaps they will use also. Alright. So here, Guruji is saying, Shishya Mokshecha Bhranti Janya iti upapadana purvaka Mahavakyarthopadesha. The teaching of the meaning of the Mahavakya Having established that the desire for Shishya, the desire for moksha on the part of Shishya is born of delusion. Okay. Then he explained what is moksha. Atyantika dukkha nivrutti, paramananda prapti is called moksha. And having understood the desire for freedom on the part of Shishya, Guru is giving this jnanam which is the means for moksha. And that jnanam is available only through Vedanta. Then Jnana Swarupam is presented in various shastra in various ways. Yesterday we saw that different shastra in different ways. But in Vedanta, only Jiva Brahma, Bheda Nivartaka Jnanam means Aikya Jnanam alone is presented as a moksha. Therefore, that Jnanam teacher gives. And what he says, O Shishya, the desire you have for Paramananda Prapti and Samsara Nivrutti is Bhranti Janya, is born of Bhranti. May you understand that. Yataha Tvam Nisargata. Why it is a Bhranti Janya? Because by nature you are Niratishaya Paramananda Swarupaha. This is Mahavakyopadesha. And therefore Paramananda Swarupena eva Sataha. All the time being with Paramananda Swarupa, your desire for Paramananda Swarupa is not proper. Because something which is not attained and you have desired to attain, that is proper. Something is already there and it is never away from you, desire for that is Bhranti Janya. Without Bhranti, you cannot have the desire for something which is already there. Why? Because desire for something already there implies that you have got a wrong conclusion, it is not there. Factually, it is there, but you have a conclusion that it is not there. So, Atasmin Tad Buddhi. And therefore, it is a Bhranti. And based on that Bhranti, only you have that desire. Alright. So, now, up to this, we saw. And in this paragraph, the teacher showed that the desire for Paramananda is based on Bhranti. What is the Bhranti? I am not Paramananda. Paramananda is away from me. That Bhranti is there, and based on that Bhranti, you have desire for having Paramananda. Like sometimes we already have some files in our hard disk. Not knowing that we say, "Aapko copy kar de do." I have 2-3 files to duplicate. Recently it happened that one book I already had. And when I went to Bangalore, I say, this book is a very good, useful book. Say then I should not take it now because the situation was different. Then I came here and I inquired who can give and all this. And that book came after so many communication and all this. And then book came and I went to put it where it should be there. Because the book belonged to that Swami, that one book was there. I felt so my desire for that book was what? Bhranti Janya. अपना ही एग्जाम्पल देते हैं, कभी कभी अच्छे चीज के लिए भी देते हैं, ऐसे चीज के लिए भी देते हैं, अपना बुद्धूपना भी दिखाते हैं. Okay. So your desire for Paramananda is Bhranti Janya. Now he says your desire for Samsara Nivrutti also is Bhranti Janya. That is shown in the next paragraph. Kincha Janna Maranadi Rupa Samsaraha Yadi Kadachit Tvai Abhut Tada Tava Tan Nivrutte Ichcha Uchita Bhavit. Moreover, Yadi if Samsara in the form of Janana Marana, birth, death, etc., Kadachit, at any time, Tvai Abhut was there in you, Tada, then, Tava Ichcha, then your desire. For what? Tan Nivruttaye, for the removal of that Janana Marana, the Samsara, a desire for removal of the birth Samsara in the form of Janana Marana, Uchita Bhavet, would be appropriate. Means, if Samsara had come to you, Samsara has become part of you or a characteristic of you, has stuck to you, means you are really born and you have died several times, then your desire, many people have this desire, oh Bhagavan, let this be my last janma. I have done so many janmas. I don't want to take any more janma. That type of desire is there. In fact, sometimes I used to wish people that may this birthday be, may you have the blessings of the Lord so that you don't have to take birth. This is my wish in your birthday, that may you not have any birth anymore. It's okay, we accept that person has got birth and death. But Antima Siddhanta, Parama Siddhanta of Vedanta is not that. That you have birth and death and you have to be free from that. This particular thinking that I am caught in the samsara of birth and death and I have to be free from the samsara of birth and death is very common even after studying Vedanta for so many years. And person sometimes feels very proud also. In a way, it is okay. What? How proud? Swamiji, I don't have any desire. Only one desire. What? Let this be my last janma. And Swami Kashikananda used to, at certain level, this type of desire is okay. And Kashikananda used to explain that how sadhaka will be presenting this desire to Bhagavan. Sadhaka will say, Bhagavan, see, I have been dancing in front of you for so many janmas. Did you like my dance? If yes, then as a prize to my dance, which you liked, get me free, make me free of this dancing. And say, first, vikalpa, do vikalpa. Rochate nava. Rochate chet. If you liked it, then as a inam, as a gift, you make me free. You did not like my dance, then why are you making me dance? Get me rid of the dance. Nice way of looking. तो भगवान को भी बांध देते हैं, ये हमारे भक्त लोग। आपको पसंद आया तो इनाम दे दो, नहीं पसंद आया तो बंद करा दो। What an intelligent way of okay. But according to us, that also is Bhranti. Means I am dancing, I am helplessly dancing, I am going through the cycle of birth and death. That itself is a Bhranti. If I had really got into the cycle of birth and death, then my desire to get out of it is Uchita. Uchita Bhave. Alright. Vastutah tu, but in reality, Saha Samsaraha, that samsara, Ishadapi, even little bit, even by a wee bit, Kalatrayapi, in all 3 periods of time, Nasti eva tvai, is not there at all in you. This Janana, the Marana Rupa Samsara is not there at all. You are telling that may I not have rebirth, but you did not have birth. If you had birth, then you can ask that I don't want to have rebirth. You did not have birth. I have birth itself is a samsara. The thinking is samsara. You don't have birth, but thinking that I am born, I had so many births, I have been traveling in the cycle of this birth and death, that thought is samsara. So nasti eva tvai. Really, this samsara is not there at all in you. Here we have to supply paramarthataha. Vastuta is already said, it should be understood as paramarthataha. But in Vastuta means in reality, from the standpoint of absolute reality, samsara is never there. Okay. Tasmat, therefore, kale traye api avidyamanasya samsara dukkhasya nivivurtsa te brahmamantara nagatate. Therefore, samsara dukkha, the pain of samsara, which is avidyamana, which is really not there. Paramarthata, it is not there. Kalatrayapi, in all three periods of time. So samsara dukkha, which is paramarthataha, which is in reality not there in all three periods of time. Tasya nivivritsa. Nivivritsa means nivartitum ichha. Desire to remove. Nivivritsa means desire to remove. So desire to remove, desire of removal of the samsara dukkha, which is not there. That desire brahmamantarana ghatate. So desire to remove the samsara dukkha is not appropriate. Na ghatate means not appropriate or not possible without delusion. What is the delusion? I have samsara. Without the Bhranti that I am caught in samsara, you cannot have the desire for this freedom from samsara. Therefore what? Hey Shishya, Tvam tu janana maranadi sarva samsara shunya chinmatra swarupa brahma eva asi. Therefore, hey Shishya, O disciple, you are Tvam tu. On the other hand, you are Brahma eva asi. You are Brahman alone. What type of Brahma? Chinmatra Swarupa, of the nature of pure consciousness, which is Shunya, which is free from Sarva Samsara, the entire Samsara, in the form of Janana, Marana, etc. So you are Brahma, which is ever free from Samsara. So here the essence is what? Tvam tu Nitya Mukta Brahma asi. You are ever free Brahma. Tasmat. Tasmat means, since this is the fact that you are ever free Brahma, therefore, masmara kadapi janana maranadi dukkha rupam samsaram. Masmara literally means don't remember. Don't remember this samsara kadapi at any time, which is janana maranadi dukkha rupam, which is in the form of the dukkha involved in birth, death, etc. So here it is like it looks like escapism, no? That don't remember this samsara, which is janama dukkha rupa. Like somebody had some fight with his spouse or something, then he crying. The people say, forget him. Oh, aisa hi yaad hai, bhul jao. You forget that person in your life. It's easier said and done. So here what is the message is, tasmat dukkha rupam samsaram paramarthatva buddhya masmara. Satyatva buddhya masmara. That is the message. Means don't remember or don't think of samsara with satyatva buddhi. Means what? Whenever the thought of dukkha rupa samsara comes, appreciate what? This samsara is mithya. I am ever free from samsara. This pratiyamana samsarasya maya paramartha brahma swarupena atmana kopi sambandha kadapi sambandha nasti. That is the message. That don't remember this samsara with satyatva buddhi. Don't remember this samsara as atmani vidyamana. It is occurring in you, happening in you. You have no sambandha and samsara also is mithya. Both ways. Samsara is mithya and the mithya samsara does not have any sambandha with you who is paramarthika. Thus, Guru gave the final Upadesha, thinking that if this works, like higher dosage he gave. Or a dose that to take close or something in there. In Tamil, they have advertisement that you take one dose and some diarrhea is there, it will close. Something dose and close they have got some say. So samsara diary, I will stop thinking that. So highest dosage he gave. So Shishya did not have, sense of rejection, but he definitely has got some questions. So Shishya asked, if person is an uttamottamadhikari, this much is enough. The samsara is really not there. Therefore, I don't have to do anything to remove samsara. And then some people are trying to remove this, you smile at, yeah, see how they are struggling. It is like children. So they will be simply having anxiety to reach some point. And nothing is going to be achieved. They will have, and they will cry, didn't reach, somebody pushed the other person and reach, and all this. How they will give some value, funny value for something, and they cry. So similarly, you see that is how this all mumukshus are there, serious, sincere sadhakas are there, and the whole the afterwards, the whole focus is only on seeing that I am Nitya Mukta. Whenever any thought of bondage or any thought which can create disturbance, immediately that is it, I am Nitya Mukta. Even disturbance happen, I am Nitya Mukta. The mind is disturbed, I am the Sakshi, I am the Adhishthanam of this disturbed mind. I don't buy the idea of bondage. I don't impose the sadhakatvam or mumukshutvam on me. That is what the nididhyasana is. Keep on dismissing the sadhakatvam, mumukshutvam. I don't have any moksha to be attained. Sadhya moksha buddhi nivrutti. Means I dismiss the idea that moksha is something to be attained. So that is the Uttamadhikari. If person can remain in that, Vichara Sagara is not required to be studied further. Kaam ho gaya. That is the approach of Vedantas in some places. They give the highest. If highest is suitable, over. For most of them, it is not enough. Therefore, Upadesha continues. Okay. And also, Guru doesn't have any other job, and Shishyas are always having questions. So that's how Satsanga continues. Okay. So in Mandukya, this idea is very beautifully given. Karika, prapancho yadi vidyeta nivartetana samshaya. Maya matra midam dvaitam advaitam paramartataha. In the Mandukya Karika, first Agama Prakrana only it is coming, 17th Karika. Prapancho yadi vidyeta, very popular Karika. Prapancho yadi vidyeta nivarteta na samshayaha. If Prapancha was really there, it would have been removed by some means. Na samshaya, no doubt. But Maya matra midam dvaitam. This dvaitam is Bhranti. Maya means like magic. Mithya ityartha. Advaitam paramarthataha. The dvaitam is mithya. Advaitam alone is paramartha, is the ultimate reality. Another Karika also somewhat conveying this idea. Na nirodho na chotpattihi na baddho na cha sadhakaha na mumukshur na vai muktaha ityesha paramarthata. Alright. Now, atra means in this regard. In the matter of the teaching of Guru, which was given in 128, with regard to the statement or the teaching of the Guru, akshepa samadhanani, the objections and the answers. Now, the teacher had made two statements. One is, your desire for Paramananda is Bhrantijanya, because you yourself are Ananda Swarupa. You are seeking Ananda, you are Ananda. When we were doing, when in one place where we used to have satsanga, some maybe 40, 50 years ago, then one person, he was not highly educated. In fact, he was, a construction worker. He used to come to our Swadhyaya. And as Swamiji was teaching there, he had left, so we used to have study group. And he told one sentence, I really, now also I remember. He says, Je gote e pote. One who is seeking, he is the sought. Seeker is the sought. So that what you are seeking, that's what you are. And this is what Guruji said. So this is first part of the Upadesha. That your desire for Paramananda is based on the wrong conclusion that Paramananda is away from you. You are Paramananda. Second part of the Upadesha is Dukkha Rupa Samsara is not there in you. And therefore, your desire to remove this Dukkha Rupa Samsara is also based on the wrong conclusion that you have Samsara. You don't have problem. You thought you have a problem. So, they give the story. He said one person who does the job of cleaning the cotton, cleaning that used to have that something, some device, tuck, 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 they will do the cleaning the cotton. So he used to do in a small village, and his son was in Bombay, so he went there, Bombay. And his son took him to some place near the port where so much cotton had come. Have you heard this? Have you heard this? And then he saw this cotton, huge quantity, in his lifetime he had not seen. So इसको हार्ट हो गया. Who will clean this cotton? Who will clean this cotton? But he became crazy. So his son thought he'll make his father very happy by seeing or showing all this. And his father got crazy. Then, that story goes further. So our samsara nivritti child, like he doesn't have to clean, but he got this as if he has to clean. Because in his village he was the only one to clean. So he thought he has to clean that. Who will clean this? Who will clean this? Then somebody brought the news. If this fellow was at home and he was in the bed for so many days, you know what happened? That whole cotton got burned. Now nobody has to clean this. our moksha is like this. Bandha nivrutti is like this. Oh, samsara will go away. It's like this. Samsara which is not there, it goes away. Okay. So now these two parts of the Upadesha, that you are already Ananda Swarupa, therefore your desire to get Ananda is Prantijanya, and you are already Nityam Mukta, therefore your desire to be free from samsara is also Prantijanya. Regarding these two parts, the Akshepas are there. The first part, Akshepa, is from Sukha Vishayaka Akshepa Samadhanani. So the objections and the answers regarding Sukha, which was talked about by the teacher. So that is how thorough approach, So two parts are there. So see how many are there. 129 to 132. Or very three are left. Not much. Okay. 4 avatars are there. Okay. Then afterwards he will give these Akshepa Samadhanani regarding this Dukkha. Dukkha Vishayaka from 133 to 168. Oh, that is more. Dukkha Vishayaka Prashna Pratyuktaya. Page number 78, it is going to come. People are really speaking, people most of the time are struggling to be free from dukkha. Because problems are so many, that he doesn't think of getting some happiness. He said दुख चला जाए तो बस सुख तो मिलेगा तो मिलेगा. So, really, most of the people they have this. If you see their mentality, and what are you working for? Most of them are working for getting rid of dukkha, So positively, happiness are also there, but most of them are busy with this. Even the big leaders also. Oh, this problem is to be solved. That problem is to be solved. They are busy with that. Okay. Now, akshepa. आत्मनः आनन्दरूपत्वे विषयसम्बन्धात् आनन्दभानं न उचितम् इति आक्षेपः. Atmanah Ananda Rupatve. If Atma is Ananda Swarupa, then Ananda Bhanam, experience of happiness on account of the contact with the object, Vishaya Sambandhat, by the contact with the object, na uchitam, is not proper. Iti akshepaha. In this manner, objection is raised. So what he wants to say, that if I alone am Ananda Swarupa, then my normal experience, normal observation, that only when I am associated with the objects, then only certain objects, then only I am feeling happiness. That should not happen. Like existence is my nature, therefore I don't require to be associated with particular objects to be existent. I am existent. Whether I am in touch with the desired objects, undesired objects, or even not in touch with any object. So if Ananda is my Swarupa, then how do you justify this particular feeling, this particular observation, that I become happy when I come in contact with certain objects? So if I already have happiness, then why should I struggle to get happiness from the objects? That is the question. Hey Swamin, mama atma yadi nitya niritisaya paramananda rupaha eva bhavati. My atma, still little bit duality is there, but still okay. My atma is yadi, if nitya niritisaya paramananda swarupa eva bhavati. My atma is, bhavati means is, of the nature, Rupa, of the nature of Paramananda, highest happiness, which is Nitya, which is permanent, Niratishaya, unimprovable, unsurpassable, alone, Eva. If my Atma self is of the nature of highest, permanent, unsurpassable happiness alone, tada, then विषयेन्द्रिय संबंधाधीनतया आत्मनि आनंदानुभवः न उपपद्येत. Then the experience of ananda in oneself, adhinataya, being dependent upon the contact between the object and the organs, na upapadyeta, would not be tenable, would not be possible, will not be logical also, tenable. Means my experience that when I come in contact with some favorable object, desirable objects, then only I am becoming happy, then only I see happiness in myself. That will not be possible. It should be all the time. Athe Paura Ananda. So all the time Ananda should be there. But that is not that. My observation is that objects are in contact with the sense organs, then only Ananda is born. Anubhuyate evatu Vishaya Sambandhat Atmani Ananda. So, experience of happiness based on the contact between the objects and sense organs would not be possible. But but anubhuyate, it is experience definitely. What? Vishaya sambandhat atmani anandaha. Ananda in oneself only by the contact with the objects. So if we go by your statement, I should be happy all the time, and my happiness, experience of happiness, should not be dependent upon the context with the objects. But our observation is what? That it ananda in oneself is only when there is contact with the sense objects. Tasmat naivananda swarupaha atma. Therefore, atma is definitely not the ananda swarupa of the nature of atma. Kintu, say, what is the right understanding? Vishaya sambandhadeva atmani ananda jayate. By the contact with the objects alone, the ananda in atma is born. Other day I brought a nice picture for you. You were so happy. You were smiling. And otherwise you are not. So Shishya also may think like this. That only Vishaya sambandha eva atmani ananda jayate. When you have got some tough Shishya, you are not so happy. And good Shishya comes, you are so happy. Your face is blooming. Tundila. So you are. So Shishya has this feeling that Ananda is only from the objects. This is a very strong, very ingrained thinking that Ananda comes only from the outside. So one of the Viparita Bhavana, strong Viparita Bhavana is this, that Ananda comes from only objects, particular situation, particular people, object, people and situation. That is why this is a good nididhyasanam to see I am comfortable without doing anything, without associated with any objects, without associated with any person, even mentally. Not that, oh, I have to think about that person. No. Without becoming Vishwa or Tejasa. Vishwa means directly perceiving. Tejasa means thinking about it. So, this strong samskara is there. I need something to be happy. So, Vishaya sambandhadeva atmani ananda jayate. Anandaha atmani swarupa bhutaha nasti. Kintu Vishaya sambandhadeva jayate. Alright. Now, Siddhanti is giving the Guruji is giving the answer. Agnasya footnote is not there afterwards. Agnasya Vishaya pravruttau satyam tadiyantar mukha vruttau atmanandaha bhati Vishayesu nasti anandaha iti samadhanam. Now samadhanam itself is a big sentence. It says Agnasya Vishaya pravruttau satyam. When there is engagement in the objects on the part of ignorant person, tadiyantara mukha vrittau, then in the inward thought mode of that ignorant person, tadiya refers to ignorant, agnasya, tadiya agnasya antarmukha vrittau, in the inward thought or inward thought or introvert thought of that ignorant person, atmanandaha bhati, atmananda shines, manifest. Visheshu nasti anandaha. Ananda is not there in the object. Ananda belongs to Atma alone. But the Ananda of Atma is manifesting in that antarmukha vritti, that inward thought of that ignorant person when desire is fulfilled. So temporarily there is quietude, and in that quiet vritti or antarmukha vritti, Atmananda is manifesting. This idea is explained in Taittiriya in Anandamaya Kosha description. Alright. So Vishesu Nasti Atmanandaha. Alright. So now Guru is explaining. He Shishya, Yasya buddhihi atmaswarupam na janati tasya vishayecha jayate. Whosoever buddhi, buddhi of whichever jiva, Atma Swarupam na janati, the nature of Atma does not know. Whosoever buddhi does not know the true nature of Atma, which is Paramananda, tasya, for that ignorant person, vishayecha jayate, the desire for object is born. And we have seen the connection. When there is ignorance of my limitless nature, then always there is a possibility of identification with anatma. Atma is there, but Atma is not truly known. Then it will be wrongly known. Wrongly known means what? Identification with anatma, considering anatma to be Atma. And this anatma with which there is identification is parichinna. So ajnanam leads to parichinna anatma tadatmyam. And parichinna anatma tadatmyam leads to parichinnatva buddhi. Atmani parichinnatva buddhi. Parichinnatva belongs to anatma, but now anatma is considered to be atma. Therefore, swasmin atmani parichinnatva buddhi. I am limited. And this limitation is not put up by me. Why? Because my original nature is limitless. Therefore, I want to be free from this sense of limitation. And not knowing the right way, I will go for wrong way. Like person doesn't know how to handle his pain in right way. He will try to handle it wrong way, like alcohol, drugs, etc. So Jiva also does that. He should have inquired that why there is sense of limitation. Is it true to my nature or it is because of a mistake? He doesn't inquire. And he wants to solve the problem of sense of limitation by getting various things. That is what is called desire. So sense of limitation will cause desire as a means for freedom from sense of limitation. And for that he has to work. So desire has come, so it has created some disturbance. And he has to work. That also he will have disturbance. And when he gets the object of desire, then what happens? Then his disturbance of the mind is resolved for the time being. And there is antarmukha vritti. And in that antarmukha vritti, Ananda is manifesting. That is going to explain. We will see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.